It's very unfortunate that President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his ZANU-PF government are very desperate for the chairmanship of SADC, are very desperate for regional recognition, are very desperate for legitimacy to an extent that they are sacrificing the masses of their suffering people. They have waged a war against innocent civilians. Tanks have been rolled in the ghettos of the starving people to instill fear in them. The don't dare me attitude, the don't dare me message that is being sent to the people not to exercise their right to peacefully protest and petition as enshrined or stipulated in the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Mr. Mnangagwa has tortured innocent civilians, the likes of Robson Chere, Namatai Kwekweza, Sami Ugwenzi, Vusumuzi Moyo, and many others who are rotting in the dungeons of terror across Zimbabwe. Their one and only crime is Mnangagwa's thirst for power. They are suffering because they have a president who is thirsty for power, who can sacrifice anything, who can spill blood of the innocent just for him to retain or get power. It's very sad and it is very unfortunate that Zimbabwe has reached that level. I must be honest that I'm very ashamed of my country. I respect Zimbabwe, I love my country and its national sovereignty, but I'm so ashamed of the despotic regime in Harare. My appeal and my prayer to the international community, I'm asking for solidarity and internationalism. The civilians need protection. The civilians need a hand that can assist them from this iron fist upon them. The civilians are in need of the full implementation of international instruments that Zimbabwe ratified, the likes of those instruments that are against the torture, that are against human rights violations, the Universal Declaration of Human Fundamental Rights, all those things. Zimbabwe ratified many of those instruments and do not even respect them at all. That is why we have more than 100 political prisoners who were arrested within a week or so because the government is the ZANU-PF is desperate to get the SADC chairmanship. It's high time that the international community puts back the issue of Zimbabwe on international agenda, where there are millions of lives that have to be saved, because my worst fear is that we can continue to see more and more innocent civilians being tortured or being incarcerated in the next few days as we get closer to the SADC summit. I pray that the civil society be allowed to do its job, to amplify the voice of the muted voices of the oppressed. The civil society should be allowed to tell the world gross human rights violations that are happening in Zimbabwe right now and remains untold. I pray that the civil society is allowed to hear the stories that are happening in the ghettos right now, where people get beaten, their houses raided, tortured, and those stories remain untold. Because right now, hell has broke loose in the Republic of Zimbabwe. I pray that you help us, you help me, you help us save our beloved nation. I thank you.